Hi everyone! Welcome back to our English learning journey. Today, we're going to learn English through an inspiring and easy story, the life of the legendary Michael Jackson. As we move through his story, you'll learn new vocabulary, simple sentences, and better pronunciation in a fun and natural way. If you enjoy learning English through stories, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who want to improve their English. Now, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Michael Joseph Jackson, 1958 to 2009, was an American singer, dancer, and songwriter who became known as the King of Pop. He was one of the most important and influential artists of the 20th century. Over 4 decades, his music broke racial barriers and reached people all around the world. Through his songs, concerts, and unique fashion, he changed pop performances forever and made famous dance moves like the moonwalk, robot, and anti-gravity lean. Many people consider him the greatest entertainer of all time. Michael was the 8th child in the Jackson family. He first performed at just 6 years old as the lead singer of the Jackson 5, one of Motown's biggest groups. As a solo artist, he became a global star with Off the Wall, 1979, and reached historic success with Thriller, 1982, the best-selling album ever. The music videos for Thriller, Beat It, and Billie Jean turned music videos into short films. He continued his success with albums like Bad, Dangerous, and History, mixing pop music with powerful social messages. From the mid-1980s, Michael's life was closely watched by the public. He faced serious allegations, but was found not guilty in court. In 2009, while preparing for his comeback concert's This Is It, he died from a drug overdose caused by his doctor. His death shocked the world, and billions of people watched his memorial service. Michael Jackson remains one of the best-selling music artists in history, with over 500 million records sold. He won countless awards, including 13 Grammys, and was inducted into many halls of fame. He also donated hundreds of millions of dollars to charity. Even years after his death, his music and legacy continue to influence the world. Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana. He was the 8th of 10 children in a hard-working African-American family living in a small house. His mother, Catherine, loved music and played several instruments, while his father, Joe Jackson, worked at a steel company and played guitar in a local band. Michael grew up with 3 sisters and 5 brothers, and one twin brother who died shortly after birth. In 1964, Michael joined his brothers in a band formed by their father, later known as the Jackson 5. At first, he played instruments, but his talent quickly stood out. Michael later said his father was very strict and often punished him during rehearsals, which made his childhood lonely and difficult. By 1965, Michael was sharing lead vocals, and the group began winning talent shows and performing across the Midwest. They played in clubs, theaters, and even won a famous amateur night at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Their hard work slowly brought them attention in the music industry. In 1968, the Jackson 5 recorded their first song, Big Boy. That same year, singer Bobby Taylor helped them get signed to Motown Records, and the family moved to Los Angeles. In 1969, the Jackson 5 appeared on television for the first time, and critics quickly noticed Michael's incredible talent, calling him a musical prodigy. In 1970, the group reached massive success when I Want You Back hit #1 on the Billboard charts. More hits followed, making them one of Motown's biggest acts. As the family moved into a large home in California, Michael began growing from a child star into a teen idol. Between 1972 and 1975, Michael released several solo albums while still performing with the Jackson 5. Songs like Ben and Rockin' Robin became popular. Although the group was very successful, they were unhappy with Motown's control over their music. During this time, Michael's performance of Dancing Machine helped make the robot dance famous, showing once again how he was shaping pop culture, even at a young age. In 1975, the Jackson 5 left Motown and signed with Epic Records, changing their name to the Jacksons. Their younger brother Randy joined the group, while Jermaine stayed with Motown to start a solo career. The Jacksons continued touring around the world and released several albums. During this time, Michael became the main songwriter, creating popular songs like Shake Your Body, Can You Feel It, and This Place Hotel. In 1977, Michael moved to New York City to act in the musical film The Wiz alongside Diana Ross. Although the movie did not succeed, it changed Michael's life. He worked with producer Quincy Jones, who later helped shape his biggest solo albums. While living in New York, Michael spent time at Studio 54, where he was influenced by early hip-hop sounds that later appeared in his music. In 1979, Michael released Off the Wall, his first adult solo album. The album was a huge success and produced several hit songs, including Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. It sold millions of copies worldwide and earned Michael his first Grammy Award. Even with its success, Michael felt he could do more and became determined to create something even bigger. That dream became reality with Thriller, released in 1982. The album became a global phenomenon, breaking sales records and producing 7 top 10 singles, including Billie Jean and Beat It. Thriller went on to become the best-selling album of all time, turning Michael into the biggest pop star in the world. In 1983, Michael reunited with his brothers on the TV special Motown 25. During the show, he performed Billie Jean and introduced the moonwalk, which instantly became his signature move. The performance amazed audiences and critics and is still remembered as one of the greatest moments in television history. At the 1984 Grammy Awards, Michael made history by winning 8 awards in one night. His success went beyond music. He became a global cultural icon. That same year, he signed a record-breaking deal with Pepsi, but during filming, an accident caused severe burns to his scalp. Michael later donated his settlement money to help burn victims. In 1985, Michael toured with his brothers on the Victory Tour, performing for millions of fans. It was the last tour he did with the Jacksons. At the final concert, Michael announced he was leaving the group, ready to move forward fully as a solo artist and begin the next chapter of his legendary career. In 1985, Michael Jackson worked with Lionel Richie to write the charity song We Are the World. The song raised millions of dollars to help poor people in the United States and Africa and became one of the best-selling singles ever. It won several Grammy Awards and showed Michael's strong desire to use his fame to help others. Around this time, Michael became interested in owning music rights. After learning from Paul McCartney how valuable song catalogs could be, he carefully began buying them. In 1985, Michael made history by purchasing the ATV music catalog, which included many famous songs, including most of the Beatles' music. The deal made him one of the most powerful figures in the music business. By the mid-1980s, the media began focusing heavily on Michael's appearance. His skin color became lighter, leading to many rumors. Michael later explained that he had vitiligo, a medical condition that causes loss of skin color, and lupus. To manage this, he used makeup and medical treatments. Michael said these rumors hurt him deeply and made him feel misunderstood. He also faced constant gossip about his cosmetic surgery, his weight, and his health. He admitted to having only a few surgeries, though his changing appearance continued to attract attention. The media often exaggerated stories about his lifestyle, including strange rumors that were later denied by him and his team. In 1986, Michael's pet chimpanzee Bubbles became famous, but the media used this to paint him as unusual. He was also rumored to collect strange items and live an eccentric life, which added to the growing tabloid obsession with him. Despite the rumors, Michael stayed busy creatively. He worked with famous filmmakers on Captain EO, a short 3D film shown at Disney theme parks around the world. He also practiced his faith as a Jehovah's Witness, though he later distanced himself from the group. Even so, his mother remained close to him, and Michael said later that his faith was still important to him. Through all this attention and pressure, Michael continued to live under intense public scrutiny, becoming one of the most talked about and misunderstood celebrities in the world. In 1987, after huge anticipation, Michael Jackson released his album Bad. It debuted at #1 and became the first album in history to produce 5 #1 singles, including Bad, Man in the Mirror, and Dirty Diana. The album was a worldwide success, selling over 35 million copies. The Bad World Tour broke attendance records, including sold-out shows at Wembley Stadium, and confirmed Michael as the biggest star in music. In 1988, Michael published his autobiography, Moonwalk, where he spoke openly about his childhood, fame, and his difficult relationship with his father. That same year, he released the film Moonwalker, which became extremely popular on home video. He also bought a large piece of land in California and built Neverland Ranch, a place with rides, animals, and a movie theater. Around this time, the media widely began calling him the King of Pop. He received many honors, including recognition from world leaders, and continued donating large amounts of money to charity. In 1991, Michael signed a record-breaking deal with Sony and released his next album, Dangerous, in 1991. The album was another global success, led by hits like Black or White, Remember the Time, and Heal the World. He launched the Dangerous World Tour, raising millions of dollars for charity and performing for millions of fans worldwide. Michael also focused heavily on humanitarian work. He founded the Heal the World Foundation, supported children affected by war and poverty, and spoke out about HIV/AIDS awareness. His 1993 Super Bowl halftime show became one of the most watched performances in television history and helped redefine halftime entertainment. In a famous 1993 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Michael spoke honestly about his lonely childhood, denied many rumors, and revealed that he had vitiligo, a skin condition. The interview was watched by over 90 million people and brought him renewed public support. That same year, Michael faced serious allegations of child abuse, which caused enormous stress and intense media coverage. He strongly denied the accusations. After lengthy investigations, no criminal charges were filed, and the case was eventually closed. The pressure affected his health, and he canceled the rest of his tour to seek treatment. In 1994, Michael married Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis Presley. Their marriage attracted massive attention, but ended in divorce in 1995. Despite personal struggles, Michael continued working creatively, including contributing music ideas to the video game Sonic the Hedgehog 3, though he was not officially credited. During this period, Michael Jackson remained one of the most famous people on Earth, celebrated for his music and charity, yet living under intense public scrutiny that deeply shaped the rest of his life. In June 1995, Jackson released the double album History, Past, Present, and Future, Book 1. The first disc, History Begins was a greatest hits collection, while History Continues featured 13 original songs and 2 covers. The album debuted at number 1 and was certified for 8 million shipments in the U.S. It sold about 20 million copies worldwide and receives a Grammy nomination for Album of the Year. The New York Times described it as the testimony of a musician whose self-pity equaled his talent. The first single, Scream, Childhood, included Scream, a duet with Janet Jackson protesting media treatment after the 1993 allegations. It reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned a Grammy nomination. The second single, You Are Not Alone, became the first song to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and also received a Grammy nomination. In 1995, complaints arose over lyrics in They Don't Care About Us, which were considered anti-Semitic. Jackson released a revised version. Later that year, he collapsed during rehearsals due to a stress-related panic attack. In November, Jackson merged his ATV music catalog with Sony, forming Sony ATV Music Publishing. He retained half ownership and earned $95 million up front. Earth Song, the third single, topped the UK singles chart for 6 weeks and became a major success. At the 1996 Brit Awards, Jackson's performance was disrupted by Jarvis Cocker, which Jackson later condemned. That year, Jackson won a Grammy for Scream and an American Music Award. He also performed at a private concert for the Sultan of Brunei. Jackson promoted History with the History World Tour, 1996 to 1997, performing 82 concerts across 5 continents for over 4.5 million fans. The tour grossed $165 million. During the tour, he married Debbie Rowe, who later gave birth to their 2 children, Prince, 1997, and Paris, 1998. The couple divorced in 2000, with Rowe conceding custody. Legal disputes over custody resurfaced briefly but were settled. In 1997, Jackson released Blood on the Dance Floor, History in the Mix, which sold 6 million copies worldwide and became the best-selling remix album. It reached number 1 in the UK. From 1997 to 2001, Jackson worked on Invincible, the most expensive album ever recorded at the time. He continued humanitarian work, performing benefit concerts, and receiving multiple awards. In 2001, he celebrated 30 years as a solo artist with concerts at Madison Square Garden and helped organize the United We Stand benefit concert after the September 11th attacks. Invincible was released in October 2001, debuting at number 1 in 13 countries and selling 8 million copies worldwide. In 2002, Jackson won Artist of the Century at the American Music Awards. That year, his third child, Prince Michael Jackson II, known as Blanket, was born. Media backlash followed an incident in Berlin involving his son, for which Jackson apologized. Jackson continued performing selectively, including a 2002 Apollo Theater fundraiser. Public disputes with Sony music executives escalated, and Sony declined to renew his contract. From 2002 to 2005, Jackson faced renewed controversy after the documentary Living with Michael. In 2003, he was charged with child molestation but pleaded not guilty. The trial concluded in 2005, with Jackson acquitted on all counts. FBI records later showed no evidence of criminal conduct. After the trial, Jackson became reclusive and relocated abroad. Financial problems mounted, leading to loan restructuring and the closure of Neverland Ranch. He continued recording intermittently and made his final public appearance in 2006. In 2008, Thriller 25 was released, followed by growing financial strain. In 2009, Jackson announced his This Is It comeback concerts in London, which sold out rapidly. Rehearsals began in Los Angeles, but his debts had reached nearly $500 million. On June 25, 2009, Jackson died from cardiac arrest caused by a propofol administration by his physician, Conrad Murray. News of his death caused unprecedented global media traffic and tributes worldwide. Jackson's memorial service was held on July 7, 2009, and was watched by an estimated 2.5 to 3 billion people globally. Murray was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Following Jackson's death, music sales surged dramatically. Sony signed a record-breaking deal with the Jackson estate, and numerous posthumous projects were released, including albums, films, Cirque du Soleil shows, and MJ the Musical. Thriller became the first album certified 30 times platinum. Despite renewed allegations in later years, multiple lawsuits were dismissed due to lack of evidence or legal time limits. Jackson's legacy remains immense, with scholars, critics, and institutions recognizing him as one of the most influential cultural figures in history. Jackson transformed music videos, dance, and global pop culture. Known as the King of Pop, his influence spanned music, fashion, humanitarian work, and visual performance. He remains one of the most famous and impactful entertainers of all time.